Hi everyone, this is Galo from Outline Planner. I create digital planners for iPad that you can use on your daily basis to increase productivity. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the 2022 digital planner. And I'm going to show it what's inside, but also I'm going to show it how you can use it, how to know what to use, and how to organize your templates. Now, if you don't know what a digital planner is, well, a digital planner is a PDF file with hyperlinks. Well, what are those hyperlinks? So let's say you want to go from one section to another without flipping the pages like you normally do on a paper planner. Well, you can do that in a PDF file with hyperlinks. If you want to, like, for example, if you want to go from a monthly page to a weekly page, you can do that. If you want to go from a monthly page to a day page or from a weekly page to a day page, you can also do that. And inside the 2021 digital planner, I have amazing numbers of hyperlinks that helps you go from one location to another with just a few taps. In order to get started, you will need an iPad, an Apple Pencil, and an app that is going to be installed on your iPad. Now, in order to have a good handwriting, I suggest that on your iPad you have a paper-like screen protector as well. And when it comes to the apps I use for digital note-taking, my favorite one so far is NoteShelf. You can try GoodNotes or Notability as well and see how it goes. But then again, my favorite is NoteShelf. These three apps are one-time pay, and you can use them usually for years to come. Once you have those apps installed on your iPad, you will download a PDF file with hyperlinks anywhere from the internet. So let's say like this, you'll have a PDF file, you will download that PDF file directly to your iPad, and you will open the app you have just installed and import that PDF file inside the app, and you will be able to start taking notes. To move forward, let's see the 2022 digital planner very quickly, because I have a different video about it, so I'm not going to go into more details. But then the 2022 digital planner has a nice navigation on the right side of the screen where you can go to planning pages, the templates pages, and the monthly pages. And in here you have 7 different built-in notebooks, and each notebook has a few more content. I'm just going to go to the calendar page. This is the calendar page, and it's followed by a overview of 2022. And inside here you have links to the weekly and to the daily pages. Now let's go quickly to the monthly page. Let's go to January. January, it's here. Let's minimize this. January, it's here, and from this page you have links to daily and weekly pages, as well as links to other monthly pages like the monthly money, the tracking, one win at a day, and then the review pages. You can go to January and open a week. So this is the week. Again, from here you can go, as I said, this is a PDF file with hyperlinks, so you can go from the weekly page to the daily pages. You have daily pages for planning, or you have daily pages for work, or daily pages for notes. And from here you can go to other extra pages like the meal plans for that week, like the brainstorming page for that week, or even the money section for that month, and so on and so forth. This is a very quick view of the 2022 digital planner, and one last thing I'm going to show is the notebooks. So I'm going to go to the notebook section. The notebooks are basically a space where you can track your notes, where you can take notes in an organized fashion. You will just have to add a title to your notes, and then you will have to decide on up to 12 categories that you will be using to organize your information. Those categories are linked, and that means if you click on the icon with the number, you will be directed to the section of that notebook. So imagine yourself having a notebook with 12 chapters, and inside each chapter you add the kind of information that you need. And inside each chapter I have 3 or 4 notes pages. One of them is the index page that I suggest not to delete ever, and then you have a few extra pages that you can delete and add extra templates. Regarding the extra templates, I'm going to show you the section very quick. So this is the section with extra templates. You have them organized by chapters, by sections. And I have the planning templates, notes templates, meetings templates, project orders, prices, and so on. Social media, health, personal, to-dos and checklists, and all kind of craziness. And you can use this throughout the planning section or throughout the notebooks. Inside 2022 Digital Planner, I have 100 plus built-in page templates, so it might be a bit difficult to know which one to use. And then again, there are so many sections inside the planner, and I want to make sure you know how to use them, and so that when 2022 starts, you will go and hit the ground running with this. To help you out in deciding how you're going to use the 2022 Digital Planner, what kind of notes are you going to capture inside so that it doesn't create any clutter or confusion throughout the next year. Also, to help you decide what kind of templates you want to have inside the 2022 Digital Planner, I have put together a setup worksheet. I call it the 2022 Outline Planner Setup Worksheet. Let's go inside. In the first page of this worksheet, you will have a step-by-step checklist. So I suggest you to go through all of these steps, and by the last step, you should be able to have your own 2022 Digital Planner that you can use straight away. Well, not straight away, from January 1st. The first step is to get clarity on your planner needs. In here, I will prompt you to create a list with all types of notes that you need to take throughout the year and organize them by year, by month, by week, and by day, so that you know where to put every kind of note. Then after that, you will go and select the kind of templates you may need to fill in your needs, and you will go and copy those templates and paste them throughout the planning section or throughout the notebooks. And lastly, you will be able to personalize the notebooks, not just by adding the templates, but also by deciding their titles and their subcategories. To help out with the entire process, I'm going to go through this method step by step so you see how I do it. Occasionally, I will pause the video and do the work alone because I don't want you to spend so much time looking at what I'm writing, and you will see the final results as I have them. So the first step would be to highlight why you're using the outline planner for, and then what kind of information you will need about personal stuff, health, work, and so on and so forth, and then a few colors and fonts that you might want to use. After that, I have 3 lists, and inside these 3 lists, you will write down what kind of notes you want to capture. In the essential notes to have, you will capture all those notes that that could create chaos in your life if you don't use them. And in the relevant notes to have, you will list all those notes that will bring you clarity and could move your business forward. And then in the nice to have notes list, you will just put down every single note that you might just love to have in your 2022 Digital Planner. And after that, we will take it step by step. We will decide what to put on the yearly pages, what to put on the monthly, the weekly, the daily pages, and exactly what to put on the notebooks. It's easy, don't worry. I'm going to go and start with the 2022 outline. Okay, so I'm going to select the pen. I usually write with a blue ink. And why do I use the outline planner for? So I will use the outline planner mostly to keep an eye. Let me just take this. To keep an eye on my health. And general life. But also, I want to grow my project. I want to use it to grow this project that I call Outline Planner, which is the plan I'm talking about. I'm going to use it for personal plans, yes, and I basically capture my trips and some meetings with people. And then about my health, that's really important. I'm going to capture mostly appointments and medication, so treatments and such. I may capture some ideas for the meal plan that can improve my health and so on. Yes, I do capture information about my family, but that's mostly birthdays. And about my friends and social life, yes, but I'm not going to use the notebook for that. But then about my career and business, so this is to grow my outline planner. That being said, give a kind of importance to those directions. From 1 to 10, the personal plans are somehow 5. Like this one. It's like 5. And then about my health, well, health is really, really important. So I'm going to say 10. About my family and dear ones, this is not important. I could even skip the birthdays because I have them on my phone, but then I might just have a list with the gifts ideas. And then about my career and business, I'm going to use another color for this. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it here? So about my career and business, this is really important. I'm going to give it a 10. So I have decided on the idea. I have decided how important are these directions. And now let's, you can also have a space here to that you can fill in or not, but it's good to have it filled in so that the planner will look consistent throughout the year. And inside here you can decide what kind of font you are going to use and what kind of color. So I'll mostly use handwritten font, which means I'm going to handwrite. So mostly handwritten. Okay, and I'm going to use blue ink color for my pen for all that is work related or general stuff, but I'm going to use a green color. Let me go to the favorites, it's better. A green color for everything that stands for health. So I'm going to say health. And I might just as well use this orange color as accents. What does it mean? It means I'm going to use this kind of note, this kind of color whenever I need to highlight a deadline or highlight a meeting, a date for a meeting, or highlight something really, really important that I need to do. I don't want to use red for that, so I'm going to use orange. And then, of course, I can put down the highlighters in that colors that I'm going to use. These are the highlighters, like this, and orange. Yeah, so basically that's the colors. These are the colors I'm going to use. This is the font I'm going to use. Sometimes I might need to cover some spaces inside my pages, some elements, or I might need to have boxes, important boxes with checklists. So for that only, I'm going to use the text with this kind of, let's say, font. The font is called Noteworthy, the one I'm using. Noteworthy, 13 points. Okay, this is okay, and I'm going to make it like this and then move it right here. So that's my plan for the 2022 outline planner. And now let's go to the next step. The next step would be to understand what are those essential notes that you must have inside the 2022 outline planner. Your life, health, or business may be a chaos if you don't use those notes. So think about that. And I've already thought about mine, so I'm going to write them down. The very first note is my big yearly plan with actions. I mean, I need to know what actions listed, so I know what to do next. And then another big thing would be to have a place to see my important life and work events usually. I have more about work than life, but life and work events. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop the video and write down every single of my needs, and we'll go to the next step. I have finished listing the essential notes that will bring some clarity in my life, business, and health. And the next step would be to do the really same thing, but this time with the relevant notes to have on your 2022 digital planner. And these notes will help you get more productive and even gain clarity on your stuff. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to pause the video and write down those notes for this chapter, for relevant notes to have, but also for the next step, which is nice notes to have, the notes that could nurture your mind and your soul if you write them. So I'm going to do these 2 steps right in a second, and we'll get back. I'm back, and it was quite a long process actually. You might need a time, like 30 minutes or so, to think about this. And then even after you make this plan, you might just want to go back now and then and review it, whether it fits you or not, and make adjustments to that. But then I finished my step. My second step was to add relevant notes to have, like having a place to gain mind clarity or tracking activity process, a place to write my questions, a place to write a few book notes or to track my book reading list, to log random productivity tips, and so on and so forth. This can really help my business. And then I have this third step, which is make the list with a nice notes to have. Well, I don't have a big list for that because I like to keep my planner simple, keep it easy. And I only want to capture my wins and lessons learned and a few songs for my piano and birthday ideas. You can now decide where to put, in which box to put each of these notes. The boxes are yearly section, monthly section, weekly section, and daily section. The moment where you will know in which box you put those notes, it will be so much easier for you to take notes in the first place and to find them later. So I'm going to go to the first page, which is the essential notes, and decide in which box I put every single note. So the question you usually you should ask yourself when doing this is, in which section of your planner does it make sense to have that note? Or where will you usually look for them? So when you open the planner and you search for a particular note, where exactly, logically, are you going to search for that? And I'm going to start with my big yearly plan with actions listed. Well, I want to have just one page for that, and I want this to be accessible everywhere from my planner. So I'm going to have it in the yearly box. And then let's copy this. Okay, and then a place to see my important life and work events. Well, this could be in the yearly section, but also I would see this in the page doesn't work, in the monthly section. So I might just write down the critical important events in the 2022 calendar, like if there is a wedding I need to go to or something like that, or if there is a project I have to apply for, something like that. But I will place my other life and work events in the monthly pages, so that whenever I get to that particular month, I already have the list with the important events and I will not skip them. Deadlines, future logs, and general to-dos and reminders. This is also something I'm going to add in the monthly box. The health appointments, I have quite a few information to track regarding the health. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the health appointments in my monthly box, but I'm going to put every other information like my health plan, my conditions, the treatments, the lab results, the details about my appointments and stuff like that. I'm going to create a notebook, a particular notebook just for that. The projects lists and tracking, space to keep details, reviews, screenshots, future plans. So the projects, since I have quite a large number of projects happening for the outline planner, it doesn't make sense to have them inside the planning section. I want to have a space, a notebook that I could just open and see the list with my projects and have particular pages with the project details, ideas, things that I have tried, and so on and so forth. So it makes sense to have the projects list in a notebook. And then monthly and yearly recurring payments and the list with subscriptions. Yeah, so that means recurring payments and subscription. I would look for this somewhere in the yearly box. I don't like to have a page. I would like to have one page with all those yearly subscriptions and monthly subscriptions. So I would look for it in the yearly box. Noteshelf is acting a bit weird recently. I know I recommend it, but it has some bugs at the moment. Next, a space to dump my brain every week before my weekly planning. So whenever I start my weekly planning, I always take a piece of paper and put down everything inside my head on that piece of paper. Usually I throw that piece of paper away or I just put it aside. I would definitely need a space like a notes page that is connected to my weekly planning page to brain dump everything. So definitely this needs to stay on the weekly level here. There. And then a visible space for my weekly priorities and actions planning, definitely on the weekly page. Did you paste it? Yes. Definitely on the weekly page as well. Next one would be occasional meeting notes for design work. I don't have many meeting notes so far, and for design work even less. So since I do everything online through email and less through Zoom and Skype, I'm going to use the daily pages to track occasional meeting notes for design work. I may also use the notebook. I'm not sure. I'm not going to put that. You can adjust it later as well, but it's good to have a plan to get started. So I'm going to create that foundation right now. A space for future workshops and one-to-one meetings. This is something I want to do for the outline planner. A space for members. Definitely this is something that it's not connected to the planning section, so I'm going to add this inside the notebook. Mind your heart log. I have a hard time reminding myself to do activities that nurture my mind and my soul and my body. So I always have to have a space, at least somewhere in front of my eyes, to remember myself. I need to go to massage, I want to go outside and walk, and so on and so forth. So I do need this to be very, very visible. I could add it to a monthly page because I see the monthly page often. So I would add it to the monthly box. Then constantly reviewing your progress. This is kind of for everything. So I'm going to put this for yearly. I'm going to put this for, let me just say like this. Then the next one is a visible space for my why, how, what plan. Yes, I always have like some sort of a post-it with my next why and how and what matters when it's regarding my outline planner. And it's always important to have this in front of my eyes. So this definitely should be in the weekly folder so I can see it very, very often. So that's how I do it. And we'll do the same thing for the relevant notes and the nice to have notes, and I'll get back to you. Good. So I have decided in which box I should put the relevant and the nice to have notes. Like for example, if I need a space for social media management and tracking, I'm going to use a notebook for that. They don't have to stay in the planning section, at least in my case. And then if I do need a place to write my questions. Whenever I start the weekly planning, I always start with a question after doing the brain dumping and such. And I put myself a question, and throughout the week, whatever actions I complete, I try to answer or to find answers to that question. So it's obvious that I'm going to write my question in the weekly page, so I'm going to put it in the weekly box. Now, and then I need a space to capture information about my Vault members, so it's obvious it's about a notebook. I'm going to keep it in a notebook. A place for my books, readings and such. I'll create a notebook for that, or I'm going to include them inside a notebook. Ideas for productivity tips, again, I will put them inside a notebook. Occasional journaling, it's on a daily basis. It's not important for me to go back to those notes, so I might just add it to a daily page, daily journaling page or something inside the planning section. I will have my wins and lessons learned, and this is usually on a daily basis, so I'm going to put it in the daily box. And a list with my piano songs, that could stay in a notebook. The trips could stay in a notebook. The birthdays, if I decide to use them, can stay in a notebook. You've done a great job so far. This is one of the most important parts of the process. And the next step would be just to take those notes and list them under their own box. Here's what I mean. So I have listed the available pages inside the 2022 digital planner, like the yearly calendar, the outline, the 2002 outline, the money pages, the tracking, and so on and so forth. So inside the yearly box, you have decided to put some notes. You will take those notes and list them inside here. This way, you will know what information to keep on each level. I will rotate the planner just like that. And I'm going to open a side-by-side window. This is it. So I'm going to open the same document in note shelf side by side. And I'm going to go through every single note and put it in the right box. So I will start with the yearly box. For the yearly box, I said that I would like to have a space to capture big yearly plans with actions list. Well, I can do that. Copy. And I'll paste it inside here where it says to the 2022 outline. When you will get the planner, you will see there is one page where you can capture your yearly plan with milestones and actions. And you can list the actions for each milestone. And then I need a place to see my important life and work events. And I said that some of them are in the yearly page, so in the yearly box, some of them in the monthly box. So what I will do is I will copy important life work events and I'm going to paste them inside here in the yearly page. Now the next would be yearly payments and monthly payments, and another page, so 2 pages, for yearly subscription and monthly subscription. So what I'm going to do is take monthly recurring payments and I'm going to paste them inside the yearly pages. I'll have them in the money section, and most probably I will add these before or after the money section. And I will do the same for every single of the yearly notes. And I'm going to pause the video now and come back as soon as I finish. And I'm finished with adding the other extra notes in the monthly pages and in the weekly and daily pages. For example, in the monthly page, I decided that on the monthly calendar page, I will track important life and work events and deadlines, future logs, general to-dos and reminders, and also health appointments. I wrote the health appointments in green because it's about health and it's important for me. And then on the monthly money page, I will track my expenses and my monthly income. And in the monthly tracking page, I will have the list with all those activities that can nurture my mind and body. And I'm going to keep a log on when exactly I did those. On the monthly 1 win a day page, so in the 1 win a day page, you can list your wins throughout the month or your lessons learned. So I will choose that page to list my wins and lessons learned. I'm not sure which one of them I'm going to use. So I might just add both in different days. I will see. And then on the monthly review page, I will review my progress. That's something I already do. That's something I would like to do. And weekly pages, in the weekly pages, I haven't crossed all the notes here on the left side of the screen, but I have already added all these inside the boxes. So I will cross them later. In the weekly planning pages, I decided to have the priorities and actions listed, and then my plan for why, how, and what, and the critical deadlines or meetings. But then again, I also like to write my questions. So basically, this is something I already do. And in the weekly ideas, the page where I told you I'm going to brainstorm everything, I'm going to keep that to brainstorm everything. And the weekly meal plan page, I don't use it. I might find something for that in the future, but I tried. It's not for me. It's for many other people, but not me. The weekly results page, this is again where I'm going to review my progress, and let's go to the daily page. I'm mostly a weekly planner, so I don't use the daily page so often. So I'm going to use it whenever I have a tight deadline for a project to capture important or details or particular tasks about that project, or just things inside my head. But this is the kind of information that I don't usually look for in the future, so I don't have to come back and look for that. I'm going to use the daily planning page for that. If you don't know the 2022 digital planner, it has a daily planning page, a daily life notes page, and the daily work page, daily work notes page. They're all linked. And I'm going to use the daily life notes page for journaling. If I want to write down about my wins throughout that day or the lessons learned, I will do that. Again, I don't do this very often, maybe once or twice a week, so that's okay to use this page for. Daily work notes page, I'm going to use it for meeting notes for design work. I told you that I don't do so many meetings, so it's okay for that meeting to stay there. So that's exactly how I'm going to use the planning section. Next would be to define how I'm going to use the notebook. So whatever was left in the notebook box, then bring all those notes and put them in boxes. What I mean by that, you can create up to 7 notebooks, and it's up to you how you want to organize them. If you don't have so much content to write down on a particular note or on a particular category, I suggest to combine categories into one notebook. If you have extensive notes to take on a particular category, I suggest to create a dedicated notebook just for that theme. And I'm going to write down the notebooks, and I'm going to come back to you in a second. You might just want to play with some ideas on how to organize your notes before you decide exactly how to organize them. So I did that. Here is the structure I'm going to use for each notebook. I'm going to actually start with 3 notebooks this year, and I'm going to add more notebooks if I see fit throughout the year. So I have 4 empty notebooks, built-in colored notebooks, and 3 that are already planned and will be ready to use in 2022. So the first notebook is my life notebook. The second notebook is the outline planner notebook, so it's everything about the outline planner. And the third notebook would be Unfold Atelier notebook. Unfold Atelier is the name of my business, the official name of my business. So I have some things to track for that as well. The first notebook, the life notebook, will have 7 sections. I have 5 sections left empty, so that I can bring in more categories in the future throughout the 2022 year. Now, the first section will be Mind Your Heart Ideas. So basically, this is going to be a list where I can add ideas about how to nurture my mind and body. And then the second section would be about health. In here, I'm going to have a health plan. I'm going to capture in some simple notes pages the treatments I'm doing throughout the year, the health appointments. I'm going to have most probably an yearly calendar or so where I'm going to put down the list with the appointments, and then I'm going to track the results. I'm going to even add some information about the meals, not something very detailed, just things like the food intolerances and such. The third section, my books, this is something I care for. I'm going to list the books I'm going to read throughout the year, and I'm going to have some dedicated pages for notes. And then the fourth section I'm going to add receipts ideas with some meal plans ideas, just in case sometimes I'm out of ideas and I have to have some inspiration. The fifth section is my piano songs. This is a basic list. And the sixth section is about my trips and vacations. Again, this is the list and maybe some notes about the details, like the places, the people, the moments, the food, and such like that. And the seventh and the last one is the birthdays. So I decided that I would keep a list with the birthdays and gifts ideas. The next notebook would be the outline planner notebook. I have 7 sections inside this one as well. And in the first section, I'm going to focus on mind clarity. So I'm going to take unstructured notes inside, or I'm going to bring in different templates that can help me gain clarity throughout the year. The second section is the vault with digital notebooks. I might name it differently, let's see. And inside this section, I will have a few pages. I will have a page where I can list the goals, the milestones, and the action plan. This is similar to the template I used for the 2022 outline plan that you will find at the beginning of the planner. I'm going to have a list with the available notebooks and a list with future notebooks that I have in mind, and some pages with notebooks details and probably some reviews about those notebooks, but mostly the details about what I have included inside those notebooks, what people are saying, what to change in the future, because at the moment I'm using Trello for that and it's kind of messy. Have all sort of ideas everywhere. People tell me ideas on Facebook, by email, by private message, and it's complicated to have them all in one place. Would be a must for me, so I'm going to use this section. And the third section would be worksheets and freebies. This is similar with the Vault, but these are for freebies, so I'll have a list with freebies ideas and most probably a checklist if I have used that freebie or not. Then the members section is the fourth section. I will use it to track the numbers, like how many new members I have every month. And also I might need a page with the calendars for workshops, because I plan to do group workshops to help you, just for this kind of stuff, to help you organize your notes, organize your documents inside your note-taking app, but also organize your notes inside the notebook, like the 2022 digital planner. And also inside this page, I would need some pages with details about the users, some profile, some questions they have asked, some ideas they have come up with, and so on and so forth. The fifth section is for social media and blogging. This is going to be used to track the numbers, like how many social media followers I have, how many members in the group and such, and also to list ideas on what to post on social media, what to focus on over the next few months. I have a dedicated planner just for social media, but it's easier for me to have this inside the 2022 digital planner rather than having a separated notebook just for that. And the sixth section is for planning tips. This is a simple list to write down whatever I find relevant for the user to know, and I don't need to go to Trello to capture that note or to put it on my phone. I'll just write it down here in this list. And the last section is the future plans. This is some sort of a brainstorming, so again, it's not structured. We'll end up having a list. I will end up having a list with ideas, but most probably after this list, I will have some notes pages with random ideas and random notes, sketches, and so on and so forth. This is going to stay in the future plans. And this is it about the second notebook and the third notebook. That's not really relevant for you to know, but it's about my business, projects, money, and equipment. So if you have gain clarity on your planner needs, you check this. Have you decided what templates you need for that? Only if you need them. You already did that, because if you go to this section here, you know what kind of template you need for those particular tasks. So I'm going to check this, and then the next thing would be to go and personalize your planner. So this is the second part, or the third part maybe, of this video, is showing you how to customize the 2022 outline planner with the templates that I have included inside. Now let's go with the most interesting part in customizing your 2002 outline planner, and that is going through the templates and decide what templates you may need for your notes about life, work, health, or whatever direction you have chosen. So you see here I have the worksheet I have just filled in with the information, so I'm going to go straight to the yearly pages. Next, and I'm going to suggest you to do that as well, when you open the 2022 digital planner, you will have to go to the extra section and then the planning outline, and then you will slide every single page and see them, get familiar with them, see what kind of options you have, and so on and so forth. I already know them, so I don't have to do that, but you have to, because there are 150 pages, 50 templates that you can choose from. Some of them look different than others, and so on and so forth. So it's good to have a familiar view on that. I'm not going to go through them again because I know them already. So what I'm going to do is try and see if I need templates for my planner. Let's go back to the yearly page. So I said I'm going to add important life work events. I don't need a planner or template for that. I'm going to add yearly plan with actions. I already have, so you see here, this is where it says plan. I already have the 2020 outline with yearly goals, milestones, and actions. So I don't need a template for that. Yearly money page, yeah, I will use the a page to track stock progress and the money in, money out summary. But I already have a page for that, so I don't need a template. I'm going to show you. In order to go to these pages, the money tracking, reviewing, and 1 win a month for the year level, all you have to do is go here where it says the calendar, and then it says end of year review. You'll have the end of year page. You'll review your progress here, so you don't need a template for that. I don't need a template for that. If you want to capture more notes, just add a notes page just after this template here. And then for the money, I said that I want to have eToro stock progress and money in, money out summary. So I basically, what I'm going to do, so I don't forget, I'm going to copy this. And for now, for the time being, I'm going to paste this here. So I know that I'm going to use this page for exactly that. And then most probably what I will do is capture, I will split it in half or something like this. Let's not draw like a beginner, something like this. I'm going to add the expenses and the income from my business here, and then the eToro results here on the right side of the screen. I think that's how I'm going to use it. I will see, but then again, that's what I'm going to fill in inside this page. The monthly yearly recurring payment is something that I need extra. So I need a template for this. I'm going to put it like this. So I'm going to need a template for this. Then you'll need, for the monthly page, I have important life work events. I'm going to put them inside the calendar. This is how a monthly page looks like. And the deadline, future logs. I'm going to use the deadlines here, put the deadlines, life work events here, health appointments here. And then I'm going to use this list. I could also track the focus, by the way. And I'm going to use this list to add future logs or general to-dos. So that's okay. I don't need a template for that. Monthly money. So if I click this icon, the first icon here with the card, that's the money section. Inside here, I can add my income and I can add the overall expenses. So I know where I am at that month. So I don't need a template for that. The monthly tracking page, mind your heart log. So okay, if I go to the monthly tracking page, I will list the activities here and I can check the day where I had that activity completed. So I don't need, in my opinion, I don't need a template for that. 1 win a day page, this is this one here. As I told you, you have a space to list 1 win a day for the entire month, and I will use it to track wins or lessons learned. I'm going to use different color codes to know which one is which. So I don't need to have a template for that. And then monthly review page, as I told you, is this one here. You don't have to have a template for that. You just use it what's already built inside the planning section. The weekly pages, if you go to a month and then you go to the week, this is the weekly page. For the weekly page, you have meal plans as well. You have the brainstorming page and the review page. But let's go back to the weekly. I said I'm going to put the priorities and the actions as lists. So I'm going to use this area here for those priorities and actions. I'm going to use this area here to capture my why, how, and what plan. And I'm going to copy that plan from here throughout the week until it's completed or until it's relevant. Then I have critical deadlines that I might add inside here with this color, the orange color. And I'll write my questions. The questions, I usually write them here on top of the page, right next to the title, so I have them very visible, in a visible place. So I don't need any template for the weekly page. I'm going to just use this one. The weekly ideas, I need to dump everything from my brain every single week. So I'm going to use this icon here where it says, where it is the light bulb. This one here, it's actually called ideas because you can capture everything here on a weekly level. And I'm going to use it just for that. So I don't need a template. I'm not going to use a weekly plan. Review my progress for the week. Just click here and you have a dedicated page for that. So you don't have to add a template. Let's go back to the week. And I'll have the daily pages. To go to the daily pages, you click on these three options here. I'm going to zoom in. You have the number, and the number will get you to the daily planning page. The heart will get you to the daily life notes page, and this icon here with the paper is going to get you to the work notes page. So I'm going to go to the life page. And on the daily planning page, I said that I'm going to put particular tasks about project or something, particular details, if that project is having a tight deadline. So I'm going to use this one. So I'll use the schedule, the hourly schedule, and then I'm going to take some additional notes here. I'm going to press the heart, and I'm going to go to the notes, the simple notes for the life notes. I'm going to use it as a journaling, wins, lessons learned. I can always duplicate this page if it's not enough space for me. In Noteshelf, it's really easy. Just go here to the pages, and you'll have a list with the pages. If you don't have the list with the pages, make sure you have this checked, all pages. And then you'll have the highlight on the page you are currently in. You'll do this and just copy or duplicate if you want to duplicate in the same location. In this case, you can duplicate it, and it will be copied just after the original, and you can write down as many information as you need. So the next one is the daily work. So I'm going to hit the paper. The work page, the daily work page, this is for meeting notes, for design work. I do have a meeting notes template that I like to use. So if I find that a simple notes page might not be enough for me, what I will do is go to the meetings templates, and I'm going to just take this. I like this template so much, so I'm going to screenshot. I'm going to show you as an example, but it's bad. The resolution is bad if I do it this way, but I'm going to show you just in case. I'm going to take the navigation out. Nope. Back. Where is back? Okay, done. And save to photos. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to, as I said, to the work. Here is the work notes, and I'm going to paste from photos, and is this one, and I have this template that I can make it bigger if I want, something like this. Definitely you can even cut the part from that part and then resize it again, arrange it again in order to fit. That's the idea. So if I don't like a particular layout, I just go and screenshot a built-in template and paste it in here as an image. Definitely don't carpet the navigation, because you are going to use the navigation for this. So for example, in my case, I only need the yearly recurring payment. So what I'm going to do is go to my personal notes, the money part. So I have the subscription, the expenses page, which is different than the subscription page. Why it's different? For the expenses, I usually pay them manually, wire or cash, some of them. And the subscription are paid automatically by card or PayPal. So I'm going to use both of them. What I'm going to do, just to explain the process, once you know which templates you need, you go to these pages and you tag that template. And in order to do that, you tap the plus sign and tag it. I already have some tags here in this notebook. Let me just delete them. And this way I show you how to delete the tags, because at the end of the process, you will have to delete all the tags you have created throughout this process. Okay, so first I'm going to say yearly. This is one tag. And that's it. You can do the same thing for the pages that you will need on a monthly pages or on a weekly pages or on a weekly level or on a daily level. You just go find the templates you need, and then you can go back here to the tags and add page tag to be either yearly, monthly, weekly, daily, or notebook. Like for example, in my notebook, I need the plan, treatments, and appointments. I actually need the entire section for the health. So what I would do is I would go to the extra and then health templates, and I'm going to just tag the first one with notebook, because you will know that you will use the templates inside the notebook. So I did that already. Then let's go to the second one. Will I need a weekly self-care tracker? Exercise plan, medication. I might need a medication, so I will just use this one instead. I'm going to click notebook. Okay, go back. Let's go next, workout. The calendar, this one is very good to capture my appointments. So what I'm going to do is add it to my notebook. Done. And what else do I have? I could also list the appointments like this, but I find it's much more relevant for me to have them in the calendar view. And I also need, I don't keep track of healthcare providers at the moment. I need appointment details, so I'm going to use these ones. So in notebook, done. So I have tagged an yearly template and some notebook templates. And now I'm going to show you how to use them. So let's go to the calendar and then end of year, the money page. I'm going to add the subscription page just after this yearly overview. So what I'm going to do is go to the pages, hit tagged, and I have yearly. So this is the notebook, that the template that I want to use. So I'm going to hit copy. Just after this page, I'm going to hit paste page from clipboard. So here it is. So every time I go to this page where I have a summary of my yearly money, I can slide the page and see the subscription tracker. Now when it comes to the notebooks, where is it, the notebook? We said that we'll have a live notebook with a health section. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to define the notebooks I'm going to use, add here the titles. This is for life, this is for outline planner, and this is for unfold atelier. I'm going to copy throughout the notebooks. Just like this. Okay, now that I switch between notebooks, I know exactly where I am. And this is the first notebook. I'll put the title here, the life notebook. And on the second chapter, I have health. And inside the health chapter, I'm going to put here health. Inside the health chapter, I said, what did I say? I said that I want to have a plan. And for that, I'm going to go to the pages, go to the tagged section again, go to the notebooks, and you see I have here the page. So this is the plan, but what I want is to have the plan in the index page. So I'm going to screenshot it again, delete whatever I don't need from it, something like this. Done. Well, I'm not going to save it to photos. What I'm going to do is hit the share button here and then just copy. So I didn't save it to photos. I'm going to delete screenshot. But what I'm going to do instead is going to the health section and I'm going to paste it here using the lasso tool. And I'm going to lock it, and this is it. So I'm going to use this index page as a health page with my health plan in the beginning, and then immediately after this page I'm going to add my calendar for appointments. This is a must, so I'm going to copy and add it just right here, paste page from clipboard, you see. And then I'm going to have, what else should I have? The appointment details. Yeah, these are very important, so I'm going to copy. I don't capture appointments for every single appointment, but some of them are important, so I'm going to have 1 or 2 pages for that and fill them in as needed. And I may also add a few weeks for the medication, but that's only when I have a medication or a treatment to follow. Meanwhile, all I need for my health section inside my life notebook is the plan with my goals and medical history and conditions, concerns, and such, and then a place to capture my appointments throughout the year to know when exactly I need to do the checkups, and then some particular pages where I have to capture important information from important health appointments. But I think that's more than enough for the health, and I can move on with organizing all the other sections inside my notebooks and just see how many of them I have to fill in. So I'm going to spend the rest of the day today to organize everything as I see fit. That's about it. This was a really long video, but I think it can bring you some clarity on how to use a 2021 outline planner. My tip for you would be to keep things simple and use as little as templates as you need. Only take the notes that you need and don't clutter your notebook. The idea of this digital planner is to find your genius through simplicity. Don't overcomplicate your things and take the notes that you really need. Thank you so much. For more videos, don't forget to subscribe. And if you have questions, for sure, drop them in the comments just below. Thank you.